Wiener Schnitzel.
Hello and welcome to Great Food. Have you ever had Austria's dish, Wiener Schnitzel, made by an Austrian chef without going to Austria? Well, you can now, because I have with me bona fide Austrian chef Michael Leo from the Strudl Haus. Guten Morgen, wie geht's?
Alles gut, danke.
Good.
Everything well?
You're going to tell us a little bit about your wonderful restaurant that's been open just about a year.
Yep,
Yeah.
we opened December 16th, so in about 2 months, it's at 1 year.
And you're going to cook some Wiener Schnitzel for us. But first, I want to take a look at, I want to show people pictures of your restaurant.
Okay.
Because it is so pretty. You've basically taken a barbecue restaurant, which was it was a fun little restaurant, but it's a slice of Americana, and you've made it a slice of Austria.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
And what we did is I looked at the room and the thing what we have, so I went to Europe and looked at different coffee shop and venues, and I went to Hotel Sacher in Salzburg, and they had this similar style of room there. And then I like the brightness of the color, the red and the white. Everybody's doing these dark, shady colors these days, and I wanted to brighten up the room because we have also big windows right beside the street, so I wanted to have it a little bit alive and bright and colorful. And since my dad is a carpenter and a wood carver, so I actually built it pretty much 90% of the restaurant myself.
Oh, and it's beautiful. I love the chandeliers. I love the sparkle. It's just a joyful place. So great. Now, what are you going to make for us? You're going to make Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel, everybody can make this at home. It's very simple and easy really to do. It is what we use here for today is, because you can get it at Hy-Vee, we just use a pork sirloin. You can bite it, and usually it's like a ½ inch thick slice, so you take a meat pound and you just flatten it out to make it thinner, because it tenderizes as well as a little bit, and then you season it with salt or pepper, and then you just dip it in your flour like this. Make sure it's all covered, kind of like you do your chicken around here. Then also here, normally it's mixed up, but just as you see people see, 1 egg is enough for a family really to. You just mix that very, very good through. The egg usually I whip a little bit, so it's much, it sticks everything much better and stuff like this. So.
But you're a chef and you can make it work.
Yeah, you make it work. It's not.
That's great.
Sometimes when you're in a hurry and you don't have anything mixed up and your hands are tied up, so you just mix it through. And then you just use regular plain breadcrumbs. Don't use any seasoned breadcrumbs like you see in the stores with Italian seasoning or something like that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be Austrian.
No, and it just takes away the originality of the meat, because the real Wiener Schnitzel in Austria is made with veal. So and then you just have your butter, just your regular butter block, what you can buy at the grocery store. Try to use unsalted butter, because you already put salt in the meat, so you have way too much salt.
Right.
And also make sure, as you see here right now, I did not put the schnitzel in when the oil was very hot.
Oh.
Because otherwise the breading burns off and the meat is not done yet.
That is so interesting, because I think a lot of us think we have to do it when it's really hot,
Really hot,
but that's what you do when you sear something. But you're not searing this really, or you're just cooking it.
You're cooking it. Then you turn it up a little bit and just make it like a French fry thing, but you need to give it a little bit of time so the egg and the flour can work together on the meat, and then after a little while you flip it around so you get the nice golden color.
That's great. Now, what I find interesting, that looks like a lot of butter, but it's not all going to be served. You're basically just using a lot of butter to cook in.
Yes, and as you see, the top is not even covered.
Right.
So in a way, it's like cooking a steak. You cook one side first, and then you flip it around and cook the other side.
Great, good. So while that's cooking, do you want to tell us what you've got here?
And also at Strudl Haus, we have a Hunters Week coming up in a week and a half. It's starting next Thursday. And what I'm trying to do is, this is very well around in Europe, in Austria, everywhere. It's hunting season. And what we offer is what you don't find in the mall. This is actually what Strudl Haus is about. I want you to present things to the people what they cannot find in the city. It's like I'm almost like a tourist destination.
All right.
Why you bring your friends and family when you want to go to a unique place. Well, like at this time around for Hunters Week, like here you have your wild boar tenderloin, you have your venison fillet, you have your buffalo sirloin, because we have a buffalo schnitzel on it, you have your elk bratwurst, you have your duck right here. Then also we have rabbit available, pheasant available at Strudl Haus, and everything comes like with chanterelle mushrooms, which is a European yellow mushroom, with cranberries and red wine pear and pâtés and all different kinds of things, really geared to the hunters. And I try to show people, because game meat is very healthy and very lean. And some people don't like the flavor because, oh, it's the game meat, kind of like this, oh, it's too fishy. But the reality, it's healthy. It brings a different taste to your daily meal.
And I think for every person who says it's too gamey, there are people who actually like the flavor. I love a little bit gamey flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like why you eat it, because it has a lot of
flavor. In
flavor.
Europe, we have actually an issue because we don't have enough game meat, because we eat it. It's on every restaurant's menu.
That is great.
We don't find it, and of course, we don't have our own pastries and desserts. We make everything in-house at Strudl Haus. Nothing is from somebody else in. We produce everything over there. We try to do as much as you can, especially in today's world. Everything made at fresh, at fair, and stuff like this. So, and European cooking is really about freshness, because you will not see that.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. We've got a picture of one of your beautiful cakes right there. You know, and you can get it by the slice. And I mean, you can't leave Strudl Haus without having.
You will not see this one, this cake in the winter season in the winter season, because in the winter there's different fruits, and because people change their appetite now to hazelnuts and chocolates and stuff, because we go into Christmas season, and then eventually in springtime people want all fresh fruit again.
Right. So it's seasonal. Your desserts are as seasonal as the rest of your menu, and that's very cool. And I mean, I really love the fact that you have this game thing, because it's what you do in Austria, game week in the autumn, and you're bringing the idea here to Des Moines. And like you say, you're taking a little vacation to Austria when you go to your place.
In a way, really. And it's also for people who like this kind of meals, who cannot get it in Des Moines restaurants.
Right.
Because people, you know, the hunting is big in Iowa, and unless you cook it yourself, but there's not many restaurants in Des Moines where you can go and say, I want a venison fillet, or I want a pheasant stew, or I want a wild boar tenderloin. You don't get that anywhere. And that's actually, in a way, for me as an Austrian, kind of sad, because it's just an amazing meal to have.
It is, by all means. And you know, you serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I've done breakfast and lunch. Breakfast is great. You can have pastries, but you also have the Austrian meat and cheese platter for breakfast, which is wonderful.
And as you see,
or you can have pastries, which is great. Oh, and that's
finished. And you have your lemon with it. And as we do in Austria, we serve a little lingonberry sauce with it. You can buy lingonberries at some Hy-Vees, but the best bet to find that is at the World Market in West Des Moines. And this one is actually made in Tyrol, Austria. That's where I'm from. So that's why actually we're using it and serving it over there as a little heart of Austria. And that's actually, in Austria, we have that every Sunday. This is our national meal, our national dish.
That is so great. I love it, and I've had it. And I've had the pork schnitzel. You do once in a while serve veal schnitzel at dinner.
Yes, we have veal schnitzels. The veal schnitzel, actually, the schnitzels are always actually for lunch and dinner all the time.
Okay.
And there's also a veal version, because the original schnitzel really is veal.
But I love the fact that you've adapted to Iowa tastes. We love pork too.
Yeah,
so I think
people
that's
like pork,
great.
and it tastes great. And I like both. I like the veal and the pork, and it makes it a nice, flavorful, fast, as you saw. It doesn't take much to cook this. It's like in 5 minutes you can make yourself a nice, perfect meal. Have a little salad with it. You don't have to have potatoes or vegetables, and it's very light and easy. And since you use real butter, it's not extreme high in cholesterol, because when you see here, all the butter is still in here.
That is great.
You don't eat the butter, you just fry it.
Right, you just fry it. It gives a little flavor and that beautiful brownness. It's a great dish.
Yeah.
So, well, I know what I'm having for lunch. That is, hands off, cameramen. So, thank you so much for coming in.
Just to say, we are located over on the south side, over by St. Anthony's Church, over by Columbusburg, just a block and a half south of Graziano Brothers.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, it's easier to find than you think.
Yeah.
So, because I found it, and I've been very happy when I have. So, thanks again for coming in, Michael.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, what a cool guy he is.
A great guy.
Go to Strudl Haus and go see Michael. He's fun.
Even if you don't like the food, just go talk to him.
Oh, he's a great guy.
That's true.
But
a lot of fun.
So good. So